How Tin Men with PTSD Saved Christmas. Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Iron Man 3. The first movie of Phase 2 and also the first post-Avengers movie. So let's just get into it with the fact that we have Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man. And I will say this, now this movie is polarizing. However, I love Robert Downey Jr. in this movie because he kind of has PTSD. But also not really. I don't know. The movie kind of goes against it, where it's like, it's not PTSD, but it's just anxiety. But he has something because of what happened in the Avengers, you know. I mean, the fact that he saw a god of thunder, aliens appeared, he went through a wormhole in space. Like, all that stuff. Like, before that, he was just the Tin Man. Alright, he was the mechanic, the one who builds Tin Man. That's all he was. And now he just goes to space, and it's like an alien invasion, and it's just like, what? And I love the way that Robert Downey Jr. portrays Tony in this movie, with the stress that he has from all of that. And I also like how, for the most part, this movie does take it seriously. Then after that, we have, I'm just gonna go down the list, Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts, and this might actually be her best performance yet of Pepper. But this is the first movie where Tony and Pepper are together. And I like the dynamic between the two a lot. With the fact that Tony kind of, you know, pushes her away. Because the fact that he doesn't want her to be, you know, worrying about him. He's supposed to worry about her. He has PTSD also because of her. Because he needs to protect her. Because he can't lose the one thing he can't live without. And that's her. And I also love the boss girl kind of Pepper Potts, while still showing weakness. I like that, because she's running Stark Industries. I mean, she already was, but now it's official. And I love the way that she's doing it. Speaking of which, next up we have Jon Favreau back as Happy Hogan, who is now head of security. And my god, does this guy love badges. He should play Pokemon, dude. He'd fit right in with the badge collecting. He's like pointing at the thing always. Happy's great in this movie. He doesn't do a whole lot, but what he does early on in the movie is just great. He's funny. He's a funny character. He's kind of like the comic relief character. And finally, before we head downhill a bit, we have Don Cheadle back as James Rhodes. And once again, he puts in a really good performance as Iron Patriot this time. America has become too soft. They can't handle War Machine anymore. So now he is Iron Patriot, painted in the colors of the American flag and everything. Which, I know about this. I'm not a comic book fanato, but in the comic books, Norman Osborn was actually the Iron Patriot for a bit. So I find it funny that they actually used that with Rhodey. But it also somehow fits, because Rhodey is the military man. He's the one that protects the president and stuff like that. So him having that armor, the Iron Patriot armor, works out a lot. However, I will say this, the Iron Patriot colors I like more, but the name War Machine I also like more. By the way, spoiler wise, there's not going to be many spoilers in this video. I will have a spoiler talk up later, but come on, this is what, the 10th review so far in this MCU retrospective? And how many movie reviews I've done so far? You know what you're in for. So from this point forward, I will try my best to stop saying it. Anyway, we have Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin, and you know what? For the first part of the movie, and in all the trailers and the marketing for this movie, he is fantastic. Probably like a perfect version. Now, I don't know how the Mandarin is in the comic books, because I don't read comics. But basically, Ben Kingsley is just playing a terrorist, and he does a fantastic job. He is threatening. It's like, if you don't obey me, I will blow something else up. He doesn't leave any trace. Nobody knows where he is, which I also find very strange, because with the whole technology that we have, how can S.H.I.E.L.D. not find him? You got like a giant terrorist, and S.H.I.E.L.D. does not have a way to find him. I don't know. That's kind of also another weird thing, is we're the Avengers. Look, you're gonna have to accept the fact that in these solo movies, there are not gonna be Avengers. Okay? While yes, with the fact that the Mandarin is causing a lot of trouble, and that would be right up Captain America's alley, and maybe Black Widow and Hawkeye as well. You know, this is an Iron Man movie, so we can't just have the Avengers just swoop in all the time. So let's say Captain America was busy helping an old lady crossing the street, Hawkeye was stopping a bank robbery, and we have Black Widow who was on the toilet for about, I don't know, a couple of days maybe. How long? I'd say about like 3 days. She went to Taco Bell. You can understand, right? But I will say this, after, like, at like the halfway point of the movie, the Mandarin just like falls off completely. It's like you finally had like a threatening, even a good villain. I really liked him. And then he falls off. And it's such a shame because they had the makings of something great. But I guess the director, Shane Black, who I think is actually known for comedy purposes, yeah, he saw a different approach. And I didn't really like it. I mean, nobody really liked it. It's why they made the one shot. But still, just wanted to say that it was a negative impact. And finally, I guess we have a romantic rival is the best way I can describe him. We have Aldrich Killian, played by Guy Pearce. And this guy is just... I mean, he's fine. I get why he does the things that he does in the movie, you know? But, I don't know. He wasn't really up there for me. He's just another one of those standard Marvel things. Without spoiling anything. He's just standard. Once again, Paul Bettany also returns as Jarvis, and he does a fantastic job. What can I say? We also have a little kid in the movie who is basically throughout the whole movie. Ty Simpkins portrays Harley Keener, who is the little kid who travels, I guess, with Tony Stark. And for a kid actor, I thought he did a really good job. And that is basically the cast. So, for me, the movie is simple. Alright? The first half is fantastic. I think it's a really good movie. And then in the middle, something happens. It either breaks the movie for you, or it just drops the movie for you. Because I don't think it, like, makes the movie for anyone. It just breaks it, or it's like, yeah, it's fine, you know, overall. For me, I'm on that camp where it's like, it's fine. The big problem in this movie, and why everyone apparently hates it, I don't necessarily have an issue with, because also everything around it I really like. Because also in this movie, they take Tony away from his gadgets. And they basically once again put him in a cave with a bunch of scraps. Kind of. Not really. But still, kind of like that. And I am a huge fan of that. Going back to basics. Seeing Tony just tinker. I like that. That was the best part about the first Iron Man movie. Was him just being in that cave. Building the Iron Man suit together with Yinsen, who also makes a cameo appearance in this movie. I was like, Jensen! But having those two together, making the Iron Man suit, the first Iron Man suit, and then afterwards, Tony, like, upgrading it, and actually with his actual tech, making another Iron Man suit, that was kind of, I felt like something that was missing in Iron Man 2, because the only thing we really got was the fact that he made the new element. But that's also because the fact that movie was just bloated with a lot of stuff. But overall, I enjoyed it. So let's just move straight into final verdicts. My final verdict for Iron Man 3 is going to be a low 8 out of 10. It's barely an 8 out of 10. I thought the movie is good. Is this my favorite Iron Man movie? No. That is still Iron Man 1. But if they did not do the thing that they did, that everyone hates, if they didn't do that, I feel like this could have been the #1 Iron Man movie ever. Because I said it before, and I'll say it again. All they need to do to beat Iron Man 1 is to have a really good villain in a really good Iron Man movie. And the 2 opportunities afterwards where they show off potential, they fumble it. So it's like, as long as you have a good script, which this movie actually did, and you just focus also on making a good, or just like, we don't need a sob story for the Mandarin. Like, he was bullied. Like, his big toe was actually small. But that's why he got bullied for the rest of his life. I don't need some kind of sob story. Sometimes you can just have a villain that is just a villain, but he can still be good. I personally really like the Red Skull. Does he have this really sad backstory? Or like compelling where it's like, yeah, I could see his side. No, I can't see his side. He is evil, but he's entertaining. And that's what this movie was kind of going for. A scary, good villain. Where it's like, oh my god, Iron Man needs to stop this guy. And then they fumbled the ball. But that has been my review of Iron Man 3. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought of Iron Man 3. Did the plot twist break you or not? For me, it didn't. But I will say that that was the biggest problem that I had with this movie. But with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're done, sorry, turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time for my review of Thor: The Dark World. And also in an hour for a spoiler talk. Bye!